very much. I'd like to take a quick welcome to all of the new families. We have a lot of freshmen in the band this year, so there's a lot of you who are at your first ever DeKalb High School band concert, presumably. So for the first time, welcome. For those of you who have not been here before, and for those of you who have, I'd just like a reminder, I try to not talk on end about the pieces because I know that you didn't come here to hear me speak this evening. So there's lots of good information. If you'd like to know more about the particular pieces we're playing, why we're playing, there's lots of good information about the pieces in general in the program notes. So if you'd like to get more information that way, I would encourage you to check that out. I'll just make some anecdotal comments really to kill time so the percussionists can be ready. We're going to continue our program with a piece written by a composer named David Holsinger, who's written numerous works for band. I had the privilege to play under his baton one time. It was very exciting. And this piece was written for Lowell Mason. For those of you who know your history of education in the United States, music education would not exist in the form that we know it today in the United States without Lowell Mason. He was largely responsible for making music something that is taught in schools across the country. So we're going to play David Holsinger's setting of on a hymn song of Lowell Mason. going to continue with an arrangement by a composer named Philip Spark, who has written numerous works for concert band, original compositions and arrangements. This is an arrangement of 3 klezmer melodies. You know, and it's interesting. I have to tell this story. I try not to tell so many stories, but I have to tell this one. You know, we try to include at least, you know, one piece that's kind of you know, related to the time of year. And for the winter concert, we usually try to do, you know, some holiday-related types of pieces. In the spring, we usually try and do some lighter stuff, just because, you know, so the weather's going to be good or something. And so I picked this out. We actually read a couple of different arrangements, and this one was really neat because it had a lot of settings of the tunes that really challenged the kids in the right kind of ways. And I was thinking that like we would get to the end and everyone would know it. Like, everybody knows this song. And they're looking at me like, no. Nobody? No. What is this? And I was like, and then I remembered, you know, that I grew up on the East Coast and they grew up in the Midwest, and I was like, really though? Like, seriously? None of you? No, I have no idea what the song is. So anyway, if none of you recognize, you know, that would make sense. But if you do, maybe, hey, really? You never heard that song in your life? Like, so, we'll see. Anyway, we hope you enjoy. Oh, I do have to say this. This is a multi-movement work. We ask that you kindly hold your applause till the end. There are 3 movements. Thank you. song is hundreds of years old. It's still as exciting as it was some 100 years ago. I always tell one of my favorite music stories because my wife and I had the pleasure to attend a very traditional Jewish wedding once, and the performance of Hava Nagila by that band was still one of the most exciting moments of my still relatively young life. We're going to continue with work by James Swearingen, who is one of the more prolific composers of wind band literature today. Truthfully, he's the kind of composer that I've played so many pieces by that I've lost count. And that's generally saying something. And a lot of people who are familiar with this type of stuff really say that Novena here is one of his finest pieces. It's really set on just a few very simple melodies, but he does so much with it that it's kind of cool to see how much can be drawn from just a very limited amount of source material. So we hope you enjoy James Swearingen's Novena. And we're gonna conclude our program with a march entitled Norland March, which I don't think the title has any specific meaning of any kind, but I have to tell you why we're playing this piece. We've read like at least one or two other marches, and over the course of the semester we read a lot of pieces other than the ones that you guys hear in concert. And once upon a time, I had heard a story of a band director who used to like to give a piece of music to his ensemble as they entered the stage. I said, we're going to play this right now. And they would, to assess their ability to read music. And now I didn't do that. Because that was a college group and this is high school. But what I found with a lot of the students in this particular ensemble this year is we had a lot of kids that really knew how to make a great sound, but it took them a little while to learn it, and like getting it off the page quickly was not a strength. So I said, okay, I'm going to kind of do that thing, and I'm going to find a piece that we can put together in like a very, very short amount of time, like less than 10 rehearsals. And this was the piece that we decided we could play, that they could learn really, really quickly. And it's really a testament to how much you can accomplish. It's not like a 10-minute piece or anything like that, it's pretty short, but it really is kind of exciting to see how fast we can put stuff together, and it's certainly one of the areas where we really encourage the students to grow. So we very much hope you enjoy John Evanson's Norland March.